Hey, it's Louie coming to you tonight. Got an interesting one tonight. Thought I'd change it up a little bit. I'm standing up and I'm going to walk around a little bit. Title this one tonight, High Achievers. What do they do to achieve that 70% more in the things that they do in life, and how do they do that? Between last night, yesterday, and today, had a lot of things going on. Last night was kind of mentally stressing and had a lot of things going in my brain. Today when I was riding, how you doing, Jennifer? When I was riding a bike today, I was thinking about some things and just getting things out there, and something that really hit me hard was I was watching a video and Denzel Washington said, don't just inspire to be average, be inspired to make a difference. And that little title, Inspire to Be Difference, really hit me up here because, I say every day we got to make a difference. We got to get out there, truly make a difference. How you doing, Kathy? And truly get out there and work just a little bit harder than we were yesterday to create that brighter future, that better future, that better environment, the better community, network, world, and do all that to create that. And then I was thinking of that when I was riding my bike today. I did an hour on the trainer today because it's awful cold outside, and everyone knows Louis doesn't really like cold that much. But I was thinking about that, and as that relates to building your future. When I got home from work today, I sat down. My son wanted to show me something. He was real excited, and he wanted to show me this castle here. He built this castle with his abuelita, his grandmother, and it's he told me it's 1,000-something odd pieces. And I started thinking, I said, that's truly what it's about. You don't get that castle unless you got the little bricks. I mean, those little bricks that build that castle, you have to truly truly have to make that happen. And building that castle, how do we do that? How do we build that castle one step at a time? How you doing, Shannon? One step at a time, and making these things truly happen. Well, it all starts with us. We got to truly think about us, where we're at, what we're doing, and where we want to go. I had a conversation a couple days ago talking about beliefs and behaviors. Our beliefs were given to us when we were little, just born. First born, our beliefs started given to us. Our mom, our dad, our brothers, our sisters, our family members, aunts, uncles, just anyone we were in contact with, they gave us our beliefs. We created our behaviors. So, I'm not saying get rid of your beliefs because, they're way down deep inside there and they're down in your heart. But our behaviors, we can change our behaviors to make those things happen, which truly leads to how we become the best version of ourselves. What are we doing to become the best version of ourselves? And that's what kind of got me up off the seat and standing up today. Started thinking, what are the things that I do to try to achieve that brighter future, or getting those small bricks in place and moving those things forward. And where do we want to go? And what are we doing to make that happen? So I started thinking about that and thinking about our brighter future and the things that folks use to create that high performance. And the key word is high performance. Everyone wants, how you doing, Mr. Baldwin? Everyone wants high performance. They want to become an achiever. They want to be a doer. I had a gentleman, it's about 20 years ago, he told me the difference between myself and everyone else in the corporate world is I'm a doer. I don't want to sit there and talk about it. How you doing, Clay? And as I was thinking about this today, I wrote it down. I said, being a doer, you got to get out there and achieve something. And those doers, believe it or not, they're high achievers because they have some things that are in place. And I call them the small bricks. These little small things that we carry in a Ziploc bag in our pocket, or the things we do every day. Those small bricks, those are habits. The habits that we use truly create that brighter future, or make those things happen, or they seem to happen easy. It doesn't happen easy, and it will never happen easy because, everything's got a struggle. I mean, we're going to have the anxiety, I'm going to talk about anxiety. We're going to have all those things happen to us, but we truly have to do these things. They say there's 11 habits out there that high performance people use. And I was looking at it online and started deep diving into it. And when I started looking at the 11 habits, you can write down a list of 200 habits. Nobody can follow 200 habits to make anything happen. So I started thinking, what are the things that truly lift us up in the things I was doing today? At Sundays, I like to sit down and write down my week, and I'm involved in a little, we want to call it accountability group or focus group or a better life group, if you want to call it that, talking about the 12-week year, and we're writing down our calendars and blocking the time out and making things happen. How you doing, Sean? And making things happen. I was sitting there thinking about that today, which I was doing hard, in hard copy on the calendar here. I'm working on getting it on my iPad so I can carry it with me, and I can change it and document it and send it to whoever. I believe truly if we interact and give other people our beliefs, our dreams, and our goals, it'll happen faster because we're manifesting those, we're throwing them out to the universe. So as I was doing all that, thinking about those 11 things that I was watching while I was riding my bike, and then thinking, that list could go on forever, and who knows what that list looks like to whoever we're dealing with. I started thinking about the things that truly deep down inside of us, and then as I was looking through the internet, I found out there's 6 things that are universal in those habits that we can create for ourselves. And as I was, reading this stuff, it started coinciding with everything that I just happened to be doing today. The small bricks, the habits, and just getting out there and making our brighter future happen. And the very first thing is thinking about that clarity. We have to have clarity. It doesn't happen like a light switch. You can't just go and turn it on and say, okay, I know what I'm doing and everything's going to happen. You have to truly look into that future and say, what do I want the future to look like? What do I need that future to do? How do I need to interact? What kind of personal growth do I have to commit? Who do I have to talk to? What are the things that I have to do, not anybody else? That clarity of what things in place, in action that you need to do to make that brighter future happen. When you start thinking about clarity, you have that vision. You start thinking about a boat sailing on the ocean. They got the little binoculars out there they're looking at. They got someone in a crow's nest, screaming there's an iceberg coming ahead. They're using maps. They're writing things down. They have dates, times, certain stars they're looking at to get to where they're going. We have to truly do that. We have to write down our plan. As I said, I wrote a plan for a week down, put it on the internet, and I sent it off to somebody. This is what we're going to do. We're going to write this down, set it down, and we're going to make this action happen because that's our brighter future. The thing we're looking for is that clarity, that goal. And with those goals, when you start thinking about those goals, here's the standing up piece. We have these vision boards. You got to create a vision board. If you ain't got vision that you're working for, you're really not working for anything. You're just getting into that every day, coasting through life. It's going to be same old, not going to happen, this and that. I wish, I hope, I pray. It's not going to happen. Let's get down, let's sit down, write some things down, get a vision board, think of some things, put it on a board, make it happen, write it down on a piece of paper, get a hardbound notebook. I've been writing down in a notebook every day. Make things happen. And once you start doing that, the other thing that truly starts bringing people, those achievers that achieve that 70% more, the next thing is truly that courage. High performance people and high achievers, they have that courage, and it's truly not built inside. It happens because they feel the same anxiety, the stress, and all those things that come from fear. And I talk a lot about fear. Fear is there. If you're not feeling fear, then you're in the comfort zone. The comfort zone's bad. You got to get out of that comfort zone, make the things happen. Get out there and attack that fear. Step out of that comfort zone. I was a while ago, I was reading a book talking about, the goat sitting on one side of the mountain and wanted to get the other side. He's never going to get to the other side unless he takes that leap. You have to take that leap. And I know it's going to be uncertain. Future's uncertain. A lot of things in my life have been uncertain the last 3 months. And just what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? You're just going to make it happen. I'm going to step out of that comfort zone. Things are uncertain. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have a little bit of fear, the anxiety, the stress, the struggle, the distraction, whatever it is. We grow from that. You want to make that growth. You want to level up. You want to make things happen. We got to put ourselves out there and get in action. If you're not in action, it's not going to happen. You can't just sit, cuddle up in the bed, cry and say, oh, but maybe someday, one day, please, why me? No, don't do that. Throw that out. Get the courage. Get out there. Make it happen. As I like to say, make it happen. Just like I said with that quote, you get out there, make a difference, make it happen. And then right behind that courage, another one of these things that just truly gets us out there to achieve something, it's a little bit of energy. If you're sitting down, relaxing, and I don't have no energy to do anything, it's not going to happen. That energy from those high achievers comes from within. They're not waiting for someone to push them. I mean, they may need a little push up in the get-go, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of something to get them moving, but it's truly deep down inside. And when you think about that, these high achievers, and you're looking at it, and they keep saying the 70% thing. The high achievers achieve 70% more than everybody else. 70%'s a C. So I started thinking, I wasn't a real good student in high school. I wasn't a real good student in elementary school or junior high, but 70%, that's a C. How you doing, Mr. Alley? When you start thinking about that C level, it was a big joke in my family because I got some siblings that are real smart and some siblings that were C average. We're the average guys. But there was always a saying, the A students, they always become the professors. The B students work for C students. And then the B students work for C students, yeah. So when you start thinking about that, are the C students the achievers? So I start going 70% again. Everybody's striving for that 80, 90. Let's strive to be the best person we can be with the energy that we have. And when I was watching a video talking about being that power plant, high achievers are a power plant. What they do is they develop that power or energy within themselves. And as they're doing it, they're storing that power. And as they're storing the power, they're building on that power, using those little bricks. I don't even know where I put the bricks. Building those little bricks to build the castle. And as they're building that castle, then what they're going to do, they're going to transmit this. And they're going to share it with others. They're going to spread it around and just give it out. It's kind of like these live videos. Just give it out. Make it happen. Don't hope and wait. I was talking to my wife about a guy I know today, and he says, I'm going to wish this for Christmas. I'm going to wish that for Christmas. I'm going to ask for this. I'm going to have this. Look, man, we're grown adults. We don't wish and hope and wait. We make things happen. If you want something, you got to get up, make it happen. Use the energy you got inside. Make it happen. Get out there and truly bring it to the table and make it happen. And then when you start thinking that, right after that, coming out of that energy state, you got to raise the sense of urgency or a sense of necessity. You got to make these things happen. Things have to happen today. We got to win today. We can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to take us to another day. We have to do things now. What's going to happen today to put things happen? That don't start at noon. That don't start at 10:30. That don't start at 9:30. Everyone says they punch the time clock at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, working 9 to 5. The high achievers ain't working 9 to 5. High achievers are getting up in the morning, first thing in the morning, setting the day, getting things going, whatever it is, getting to the gym, getting out, putting a little bit of self-development, making things get into their life first thing in the morning, bright and early, winning the day, and it happens internally. And they identify with themselves. And when you start identifying with yourself, as I said, you got the clarity from the focus. Now you're identifying with yourself. And you got a little bit of a vision with that clarity. Now you're identifying with yourself. I kind of relate this identity thing with, I'm a firefighter. Firefighters, as I was telling my son when he was real little, and I was thinking about this when I wrote this down. You have to identify with what you need to do, how you need to achieve it, and the process to get there. Once you're doing that, I'm a firefighter. Firefighters, we don't ever give up. I mean, whatever happened, the ceiling could be coming down. We're not giving up. We're going to keep going. We're going to move on. Head down, shoulders down, horn up, make it happen. We're going to go in. The fire's roaring. Everybody's running that way. You know what? I'm the guy. Let's go. Let's make this happen. It's our duty to respond. So you start thinking about it. Identify with who you are, and what you're going to be. So once you start doing that, it starts inside. It's your duty. It's everything happening. And we're just going to portray that with the purpose and the mentality to get us out there and make that progress to get things done and just do it. So after that, you got the clarity. We talked about the courage. We got the energy. Then you got to think about what those outcomes are. Just told you, firefighter, we're running into the fire. We got to think about that outcome. What's the outcome? Risk versus reward. Start thinking about the outcomes that we're looking for and focus on the outcomes that we want to achieve. And that's the plan and that's that vision. Whatever the focus is, when you start thinking about the outcome, if you want to go to the beach, you got to buy a plane ticket if you live in Arkansas, because you're not going to just get up today and walk to the beach. It ain't going to happen. You have to make that dream, that vision, and make things truly happen and put the procedures and the productivity. I come from the business world, 32 years working on productivity. Everything was about productivity. What's your percentages? What's your sales? What are you doing? Productivity. You got to relay that to you. Put that productivity, and that's produce. Produce, productivity, it all works. What are you producing to lift yourself up, create that brighter future, and move you to that brighter future, level yourself up, make things happen. You can't just do busy work. You can't just sit down. I did it, check mark. I did it, check mark. It happens a lot in the fire department where, I did my check off, I did this, I did that, I'm done. No, then you're going to stay status quo. You can't stay status quo in life. If you want to be the high achiever, achieve 70% more than most people, you got to get out there, produce something. Produce something. If you ain't producing something at your job, produce something for you. And producing for you is like I just said, high achievers get up in the morning, they put personal development, they're reading books, they're doing things, they're talking to people, they're interacting, they're sharing with the community, they're doing things to truly level themselves up and anybody else around them. It's not a one-man show. There's no Superman. Superman, he flies with a cape and wears a jumpsuit that you look real funny if you were walking around today with the jumpsuit and the cape. So don't put the Superman thing away. Let's get out there, make things happen, develop yourself, get yourself in, know what that outcome is. If it's the beach, if it's a bicycle, you see I got a bike there, I got beach, I got a car there, I call it the Batmobile, it's a Corvette on my little dream board or vision board. You got to make things happen. And as I kind of alluded just a little bit in that make things happen in that outcome, you got to have influence. If you don't have any influence, what are you doing? I mean, if you're just worrying about yourself and just, rolling in through life and not going nowhere, it's just blah. You're a blob. You can't do that. I call them slugs. If you want to be a slug, slugs deep down and they suck off everybody else. You don't want to do that. That influence, and it truly, in my mind, the influence thing's called impact. What kind of impact are you laying out to the world? And you start thinking about this, and I've been thinking about this a lot for the last 3 months. Start thinking about the impact that you're leaving on the world, and start, internally. What kind of impact are you leaving on yourself? Are you getting out and doing the things to lift yourself up and make yourself a better person? Are you taking the things to impact your children, your family, your friends, and the things out there in the community? And who knows, maybe you can go worldwide. You never know. What are the things you're doing with purpose to redevelop? Are you being a role model? Yeah, that's a saying, a lot of times folks say, are you being a role model? How is everybody else perceiving your identity? Are you being that person that you want to be? Are you being influential? Are you doing the things that challenge yourself to lift yourself up to that upper level and move through the things that are holding you back? And as you're doing all this stuff, that's how you level yourself up. And back to that, high achievers only they get 70% more than the folks that are doing nothing. I mean, what 70% is a C. I want a C. Yeah, I'll take a C if I'm getting 70% more than the next guy. So let's get out there and make these things happen. Let's achieve these things. Let's focus on what we're doing. Make some identity. Who are we? What are we doing? I'm Louie. I'm in the Louie business. You're in your business. Let's make this happen. What outcomes are we looking for? My outcomes are on that board there. What kind of goals are we setting? Set the goals. Set them high. Set them, whether it's daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, 3 months, 6 months, who knows? Now's the time to set those goals. 2019 is coming real fast. I'm just planning the first quarter this year today and writing it down. These are the things that are going to happen. I'm getting days on my calendar. Things have to happen. And the only way that happens is we got to go through those things. Create that clarity. Know where you're going. Look at the outcome. Things you want to do. Get that courage, step out there. It's going to be stressful. There's going to be anxiety. People are going to make fun of you. People may laugh at you. People are talking about you. If they're making fun of you, laughing at you, and talking about you, guess what? That you may be crazy, but you know what? You are getting out there creating something. So go out there and create it. Who cares what they say? Just make it happen. Be daring, be different, be first. Had a little story of my son today. My wife was telling me about my son who dressed up as Santa Claus. He's 7th grade dressing up as Santa Claus. Man, don't care. Be daring, be different, be first. Man, make it happen. Let's go. Let's get out there and do this. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. We want that incline. We want things to go. How you doing, Bob? We want things to go forward. Consistently forward is always forward. Don't look for the spikes. Get that consistent forward. Got a little sidetracked on the courage. Get the courage. Get the energy. Raise that sense of necessity. Make things happen. It's a necessity. We can't wait till tomorrow. Win today. Today's the day we make it happen. And then we want to, think about those outcomes and what's the outcome we're truly looking for. What's that vision board again? See how clarity and vision board, they all match. I got a dry erase board. I write all my thoughts down. As soon as I'm thinking about something, boom, on a dry erase board. Boom, on a dry erase board. So that way I can think about it and come back to it. Because all the thoughts don't happen all at once. And once you got that outcome, how are we going to influence everybody else? How are we going to deliver it to everybody? Hence, I'm standing up today because today is just one of those days. I got all this stuff going on in my head. I got to get it out there. Here's your Louisism for today. We have to get out there and become a high achiever. It's our job, my job, your job, all our jobs to become that high achiever. Louie with a Louisism. As always, if you catch on a replay, hashtag the replay. For all you guys fine folks that are catching me out there live, I greatly appreciate you. Your time is so valuable. Thank you for catching me today on Sunday. Amazing day today, Sunday. It's cold outside, so I'm inside, as you see. It's about those small bricks. Create those habits. Get those 6 habits. Those habits are going to make something different. It's all about them small bricks. Put the small bricks in place. If you find any value here, do me a favor. Hit the little share button. Send it off to somebody. Put it in your inbox. Put it in their inbox. Let's connect this Louisisms and get them. Like I said, all 50 states I'm working on. I want to just try to make, as I said, I started this whole thing with that Denzel Washington. If you want to inspire to do something, you got to inspire to make a difference. I'm trying to make a difference out there in the world. Make it happen. If you want to follow me and get a little notification every time I'm going live, hit those 3 buttons up there at the top. Put them in there and make that happen. So every time I go live, you can get a little thing. I'm going to try to work on going live at the same time every day, but my schedule doesn't really help that very much. So I just get on there when I can and when all the things are rolling around in the noodle. Thank you, Kathy. And as Kathy just posted on there, if you find any value here, do me a favor. Hashtag value in the comments. Puts a big smile on my face, makes things happen. How you doing, Chad? Hopefully you had a safe day today. Louie with this Louisism on Sunday. I will catch you guys all tomorrow. Be good, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.